Of course, I would trip a breaker first thing in the morning.
Hey everyone, it's Janet, also known as Nerdy Autism Mom. I am just getting ready to get a coffee and then hopefully finally go do that video thing for Leander's teacher. So that's exciting. I'm going to the school to do it because I don't have any classes today. I have nothing to do. I already had my nap, all that good stuff. So, but before I go anywhere, today's nerd shirt of the day. Sweep the legs, you fools. Cobra Commander. For those of you who don't know, the majority of my shirts have come from my Nerd Block subscriptions. Some of them I actually was lucky enough to get them from the thrift store, the Value Village thrift store. At first I was really hard pressed to find nerd shirts in the women's section. But after a while, it seemed like every trip that I was going, I was finally finding some nerd shirts, and I was like, ah. So anyway, that's where I got my Yoshi shirt. That's where I got my Meh, which is an actual Think Geek shirt. It's got the Think Geek tag. I love Think Geek. I think that's the website. That's the website I actually got both of my Dark Phoenix shirts. And I believe I also got my Batman and Harley Quinn underwear from Think Geek. So anyway, awesome website. I haven't been able to order anything or whatnot for quite a while, thanks to money issues, or else I would have just a crap ton of nerd things. But anyway, the majority of my nerd shirts I got from my Nerd Block subscriptions. And I miss them. It was always something fun to look forward to on a monthly basis, but what do? There's only so much you can do with so little funds. But anyway, I'm really hungry too. I think I might get a bagel. Bagels sound good. Or I could wait and have my stomach growl on camera and then wait until I get home and get some macaroni and cheese. But I think I've got a couple of things I need to do this afternoon as well, so might be best to just get a bagel. Anyway, yay! Okay, so filming is done, and it was actually a little embarrassing. I don't know, maybe it's just because, well, I didn't write down what I wanted to say. I really should have wrote down what I wanted to say, because he actually got me to retake some things because I said a lot, because when I have to stop and think, I say a lot. So anyway, I found it a little embarrassing. There's bloopers to be had. So, but anyway, it got done. I was very happy to do it. And I spoke to the principal a little bit too, because you know what? I think she's just as awesome as Leander's teacher. She's an amazing principal. I've never felt so much support from a school than what I have with this school, and it's all thanks to that principal. So it's just, the school is such an amazing support system. Like I never thought that after the school experience that I had growing up, I honestly never thought that I would have a positive experience with a school ever again. But this school has proved me wrong, And I'm so happy and I'm so thankful about that. So, I mean, between Mrs. Ross and Mrs. E, the principal, I can't say enough good things, and I really do feel that thanks to their support and thanks to their dedication to not just my kids, obviously, but all the kids that go to that school, I really believe that that has actually had a huge impact on me wanting to go back to school, finish my high school, further my education, and get into education myself. So kudos to them. It makes me so happy. So anyway, from there, that's all done with. I just had to run down to work for a second, and now I'm coming home and gonna wait for the babies to get home from school. All right, I've got the babies in the car. Got our bag of apples. Errand is done for the day. We are going to feed the horses.
So obviously the boys are excited to go see the horses. Are we going to see the horses? Hold your hand flat. Good job. Ooh, they're all about it. They're all about it. Pet the horse. Pet the horse. Good boy. You feed the horse the apple? Good job. Hey, baby. Baby, want to feed him an apple? Here, Leander. You want to feed him an apple? Give him an apple. Oh! Uh-oh. There. Good job. The bigger one's getting all the apples. Yeah. Yeah. There. Let's give the little guy some more apples. He deserves some treats too. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, just fell right out of my hand. There you go. Oh, he's coming to see the little white one. You want some apples, little guy? There, yummy. So pretty. Pretty horse. You want to do it? Feed the horse. Feed the horse. Don't tease him. Hey, buddy. Aren't you beautiful? Oh, yes, and you're so cute. Oh, yes, I know. You want another one, too. Here, bud. Feed him some apples. That's what the apples are for. Horse treats. Give her an apple. Give him an apple. Good boy. Hi, beautiful. You're a beautiful horsey. Yeah. Yeah, I know you want more apples. They are just following Leander. The little ones are. They thought Leander had some apples. Big guy knows where it's at, though. He knows where the apples are, doesn't he? Yeah, you've got the apples. But that little white fella, those two are bonding over there. That's some human-horse bonding going on. Now we don't want to feed these guys too many apples. It could hurt their tummy. You want to give them just a couple more? I think the big one wants some more apples. Good job. Oh, you dropped one. Good boy. That's awesome. You're so good at feeding these horses their treats. Yeah. What about the little one? Oh, I see. Giggling over there. Hanging in there. I know. Can Mommy feed the little one? I'll give the little. Oh. Okay. All right, that's it for these guys. We don't want their tummies to get sore. Followed by a little pony. You like the white one, don't you? You really like the white one. Horses. Uh-oh. That little fella just stepped on that little fella. Do you like the horses? They're very pretty. Yeah, pretty horses. Look at you getting love from the horses. Yeah. Uh-oh. Getting jealous. Oh, so are the horses. Yeah, Leander seems to really like this little white guy. That's cute. I love them all. Yes, I do. There's one thing that I would love to do before I die, is learn how to ride a horse. Always loved horses. Yes, I did. I always loved horses. Oh, sweetie. Can you guys say bye, horsies? No? All right. Good enough.
So now that we've seen the horses, guess where we're going now? So we went to go on the flag trail. This guy didn't want to walk it at all. And now Ryu is freaking out because he doesn't want Leander on my shoulders. I'm like, well, Leander's going to be on my shoulders if you want to walk it, or we're going to go to the car. I said, do you want to go to the car? He says, no. I'm like, okay. Well, anyway, it's pre-meltdown city pretty much, so we'll see if we can move on. If not, then we will go back to the car, but we'll see.
Monkey. What's this one? You guys just want to keep pre-melting down? Oh, buddy. Do you want to see the flags? You want to see the flags? You want to keep going?
Door.
What's this one?
Leaf.
Yeah. We barely even started, and I don't think we're going to get very far.
All right, so that was a bust. Didn't get very far. They wouldn't stop melting down, so I took them back to the car, and then we drove through the flag trail, which, you know, that was pretty fine. That was okay, although they were still a little bit whiny, but anyway, and then I asked if he wanted to go to a playground, and he said yes, and then I asked him again, and he said no. And now that we've left the park, he told me to go left, so we'll see where we're going from here. I'm assuming he probably wants to take a drive around Redhead, which is our other go-to area of driving other than Rosse. Where are we going, buddy? Where are we going for a drive?
Left.
Left?
Right.
right? Are we going to Redhead? I'm assuming yes. At least they've calmed down now, though. A lot of the time, meltdowns can take a lot more than this to get them calmed down, but this was pretty. But then again, I suppose they weren't completely melted down. It was just like a pre-meltdown kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to get on to the topic of autism and animals. So people with autism, for the most part, seem to develop a pretty close bond with animals. I got the cats because I was really interested in basically having them for the boys, like, or have them around for the boys for therapeutic purposes, which in the very beginning, both of the kids were like, oh, cats, wow. But then once the cats got more comfortable and the boys got more comfortable, the cats actually pay more attention to the boys than what the boys pay to the cats, which is really funny. But to take the boys up to see the horses, that seems to be like something that it's just pretty majestic, really. I mean, the horses seem to really take to the boys, and the boys seem to really take to the horses. Maybe it's because they're not living with them like they do the cats, but and I know every animal and every child is different as well. Someday I would really love to get Leander some riding lessons. I'm not sure how Ryu would take sitting on a horse and riding around on a horse. I think Leander would definitely take to it better than what Ryu would. Because Ryu is just so extremely cautious anyway. Whereas Leander's just a brute and he'll do whatever, whenever. But Ryu has always been a very cautious child, very afraid to fall, afraid to trip, all that stuff, afraid to slip. So he doesn't, I don't think that horseback riding would be a great option for him, but I think Leander would just love it. I would love it. I've always wanted to ride a horse, and when I was a kid, I remember I used to want to own a horse. But then I grew up and I'm like, I don't particularly care for the country. I prefer living in the city. Although I don't mind an area of the city that kind of resembles like a country setting, but I would still prefer to be city area. And then of course, let's take a look at how much a horse costs. First you have to buy the horse, then you have to rent or own a stable, then you have to feed the horse, and expense after expense after expense. So at least we are lucky to have horses in the park that is open to the public to go in, go see them and pet them, and you know, feed them some treats every once in a while. And that's another thing. I did make sure to do some research on feeding horses treats and stuff like that before just going up there and doing what I want. And I have asked the owners as well if we could feed the horses some apple slices. But anyway, yeah, people with autism seem to have a really good bond with animals for the most part. Someday I am hoping to get the kids a dog. I think having a dog would be phenomenal. I would love to have a Saint Bernard. For various reasons, honestly. Like, I think the kids would really like it. Plus, you know, they're big, stocky dogs, so, you know, if the kids feel the need to just kind of like just a little harder than a normal kid would, the dog can take it. St. Bernards are generally really good with kids, so they don't even mind that. But at the same time, the kids are really gentle with animals anyway. Like, just watching them pet the horses, and it's just like, wow, they're so good with animals. And they always have been. Like, I remember when Ryu was a baby. I remember when Leander was a baby. And I had my cat Sable, and the two of them were just so good with her as babies. Like, I remember Ryu would crawl over to her on the bed, and he would lay his little baby noggin right on her, and she had no problem with that. And I think Leander actually did the same thing. So just really, really good with animals. So that pleases me because I love animals, except for snakes. I don't like snakes. But that's pretty much the topic of the day. So I guess anyone who's watching and has gotten this far, what's your favorite animal? And any of you who have autism or children with autism, do you own animals? Do you own service animals? How does your child or children respond to animals? Stuff like that, you know. So if anyone wants to answer. So I got Leander eating some leftover apple slices. That's good, healthy snack time. And so close to supper too. Is that yummy? Yummy. This skeleton, that happens to be $25. What's that? I don't even know what that is. A broom or something? That's awesome. Right there.
Halloween has two for customer service, please. Halloween has two for customer service. Thank you.
What?
Crown.
You want the crown? Ah, you pretty little prince. Ooh. Ah. You like that? Is that pretty? Oh. Oh, hey, how are you? Your new Master Chief? Oh. Look at you! Master Chief Hiccups. Value Village. You like that one? It's kind of heavy. Ooh. Try not to break this. You want to wear it? Put your head down. Boop. Look at you. Now you're Master Chief. You really give the air of I don't care. What's that? Are you Mickey Mouse? You're Mickey Mouse. Yay. Mickey Mouse. Want to be policeman? Policeman. Here's a little walking badge. Boy with that giant scythe. Apparently this thing makes him a cowboy. Yes. Now you're a cowboy. Now you're a cowboy. What does the cowboy say? Yeehaw. Good boy. Yes. What's that? You want to be Jon Snow? Oh, wow. It's a Toodles hat. It's a Toodles hat. You don't like it? Okay. No Toodles? How about this? Want to be Robin Hood? Robin Hood. Your brother will be Robin Hood. Hey, buddy. Want to be Robin Hood? Robin Hood. Yeah. No. Nobody wants to be Robin Hood. Aren't you cute? Look at you. You're so cute.
So that was kind of a bust too. I was hoping that maybe we'd be able to find a little bit of something else for Halloween costume wise, because Leander's allowed to wear a costume this year to school. I don't know about Ryu's school. I don't know if they're allowing costumes this year, but Leander's school, they're allowing costumes this year. But the stipulation is no masks or makeup. So that kind of, you know, his Star-Lord costume is like a jumpsuit, and then the most recognizable part of the costume is the mask. So I was kind of hoping that I could find something else that he could wear, but I mean, I could have got a fireman or a policeman or something. There was a cute little astronaut thing. Astronaut would have been cute because that still kind of coincides with nerd things. So I don't know, maybe I'll think about that. Like, there's no mask or helmet or anything to go with the astronaut costume. It's just the astronaut jumpsuit, and there was two different ones. There was the orange astronaut jumpsuit, and then there was the silver astronaut jumpsuit. So I'll think about that. I really would have loved to get that Wolf King costume for Ryu. That would have been awesome, because Game of Thrones nerd. That would have been super fun, but that thing was so expensive. I couldn't believe it. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to see if I can go back once all the clearance stuff is happening and see if I can get a good deal on a couple of things for next year, provided there's no growth spurts happening, which is possible if and when I get Ryu on that Pediasure program. So we'll see about that. But anyway, Leander didn't seem too interested in trying on all the different hats and stuff like he usually is when we go places around Halloween this year. So I don't know, he just wasn't as into it. Maybe he's tired or hungry or something. But yeah, and Ryu didn't seem to be too into it either. So I guess the whole day, other than feeding the horses and driving around Redhead, was kind of a bust. Ryu said he wanted to drive around Rossay, so we're doing a quick drive around Rossay, and then we're gonna go home and have a late supper, I guess. I'm getting pretty hungry too, but my supper's already made. I got steak and potatoes at home. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm working until 5 tomorrow, so there won't be too much going on tomorrow, but I'll do a little bit of something, I'm sure. Other than that, yeah. Ooh, it's dark. Woo! So anyway, signing off for the night, get the boys home, all that good stuff. You guys have a beautiful night, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye!